So here we go. Last time, you were in the depths of the Forgotten Ruins. A temple lost to time and dust. Party uncovered not just relics, but echoes of something far more ancient. They stepped through shattered stonework and waning wards, unsealing ritual chambers long dormant. Through glyphs etched in moonlight and flame, they activated a forge circle of infernal design, summoning burning hounds born of pact magic. Their battle was swift, but not without revelation. In a chamber beyond, buried beneath soot and silence, they found survivors. Kobolds from the deep dark, huddled and half-starved, using pre-rising scrolls for warmth. These creatures, fearful but not hostile, spoke of chains that glow in the dark, of scratching sounds through the stone, of a voice that calls from the depths. And you guys rescued the kobolds and brought them back to the surface. And it's there that Callum Cindershade told you about a hermit, a scholar, once a seeker of truth, Jorvas Fellshade. The party set out into the mists beyond the excavation site. After negotiating a treacherous bridge, you encountered specters in the fog, twisted remnants of those who failed the path before them. Their chains have fallen silent, but the way ahead remains perilous. And we are there in the aftermath of the battle. And I need to make sure I activate the right scene before I activate it. And go ahead and go to our wonderful screen. So I will unpause the game and start the clock. At the end of last session, you guys did defeat these 4 specters. You did some preliminary looting of what you found here, but we have not done any aftermath of that. That being said, it's up to you guys. What do you want to do?
We cannot loot the bodies because the bodies are already gone.
But you did find something there.
Yeah, we did find shit.
Oh yeah, they had like a piece of a scrap of paper.
Yeah, a torn diary page that told us of the chain and how Jorvas was saying that they didn't understand the price and they didn't care for the price.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, first off, we
So
should make sure that...
So that diary page, yes, it says, I hear the chains rattling at night. The others say it is the wind, but I know better. The ones below scrape at the stone, testing the walls of their tomb. Jorvas spoke of a ritual, something that could reinforce the bindings, but he will not share the final passage. He says, I do not understand the price. I do not care for the price. I only care for the door to remain closed. If you find this, know that I fought, know that we tried, but it was not enough. So to you.
First things first, we should make sure everybody's ready to move on. Ural took quite a beating in that fight there.
Yes,
indeed.
You want me to check you over, Ural?
He's not here, but how? Let's see.
Let's see what he has. He doesn't have.
He has half HP currently.
Yeah, he is feeling hurt. I was just checking to see if he could help with any treat wounds that was going to go on.
Oh, I can't fail treat wounds.
Oh yeah, you can't fail him now.
Yeah, I grabbed assurance.
Nice.
Because I'm a medic now.
Nice.
Close.
I will always get a 16 until we get higher.
10 HP to Ural, which is pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that puts him up to pretty much full.
Ural will take the healing.
1 HP down.
Nah.
Anyone else?
How about you? You got hit.
And I think Ural can finish patching himself up as well. He has
Yeah.
healer's kits and is trained in medicine, so
Yeah,
He's
I'm
immune
gonna.
for an hour.
I think it's immune. Treat wounds immunity. Yeah.
Yeah, treat wounds immunity for 1 hour. Um, next level up, getting continual recovery, so that'll fix that. But
I am trying to see why the treat wounds immunity did not apply automatically. It has been applying automatically.
Oh.
Yeah, it did before.
Um,
Maybe because he didn't target.
I targeted.
he targeted,
Okay.
and it's
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Bowed, do you want me to patch you up?
Yeah, it would definitely help. Not much to be that, but still hard. That necrotic chill is still in me.
There you go. 9 healing.
So it doesn't
Thank
seem
you.
like we're really in a rush for time. Might as well keep a slow
then-
and steady pace.
Drag that apply treat wounds immunity over to yourself from the medicine.
I'll have to recheck my settings. Bowed should. I need to see why my.
Auto apply when you take the healing.
It should, but it isn't.
Yeah, it is. It is
So
not.
for now,
Yep. We'll just keep an eye on it. Maybe they broke something with one of the updates I did over the past week.
yeah, I remember one of my other Foundry games got broken. All the automated stuff just got destroyed.
Yep, they probably did something stealthish to it. So that would have been 20 minutes of wound treating. I'll drag it over to him. Boom. And it should apply. There we go. Something's going wonky here.
And I assume hero points are being reset.
Yes, and that's a good thing. So we're going to go Control Alt H.
Yeah, I remember in my 1E game, I had a bunch of stuff that gave me bonuses to my morale bonuses and like luck bonuses, and those just automation just fell apart. They didn't do it properly, and I was like, "Why is my strength like 5 points lower?"
Because you just weren't lucky that day.
What
Yeah,
is
apparently.
up here?
I apply it.
Yep, I'm just
Yeah,
trying to find why my keybind is not working either.
Boy, did they hit the keybinds too? I didn't check that.
Well, they may have reset settings to nothing selected.
That could be it.
So I need to figure out whether that is in tool bench.
Macros weren't reset, so that still works.
Nope. PF2e tool belt. Nope, it's workbench. Client automation settings. Nope. Binders.
Flash the picture of a cat hanging on a rope. Hang in there.
PF2e.
While we're here,
Okay, save. Sorry about this.
no problem. I was gonna ask questions to the others anyway.
Okay.
Anyone remember what where we're going and why? Because I'm blanking.
We're going to the last known location of Jorvas. Trying to track him down to see what all this business on this binding seal is.
Gotcha.
A lot of the texts that we found explicitly name him in multiple of them.
Yeah. Garrick figured, but reading is not his strong suit.
But
If I could dump intelligence lower than I 10, I would.
Auto.
I mean, you can.
Yeah, I guess I could have. I could have taken the
Voluntary flaw.
voluntary flaw. Oh well. I mean, it's not like he's
Bestiary
completely dumb.
tracking.
It's a lot more impulsive than his 12 wisdom would tell you. Or
Well,
sorry,
all that means
plus
is that he can understand the risk and decides to take it anyway.
yes,
He
I
can
understand.
understand he's impulsive.
Yes, I understand that jumping into the ghost, flailing my axe, is not the correct decision. However, it has worked up until now.
Workbench configure controls. So configure set. It's in a configure controls, not configure settings. Duh. Workbench. Says Control Shift H should work. How about that? Helps if you actually hit the right keybind.
That would do it.
Submit changes and start timer. There we go.
Alright, sick. So
Yes, you guys are searching for a priesty hermit, and you were given information on whereabouts to find his last known location, and you're about 2/3 of the way based off of this description right now. So I would like you guys to make sure you have your exploration activity set up the way that you want them. You guys all have something there right now.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure it's set up the way you want.
Yeah, because we're down a few people, I'll go back to scouting.
I can keep Pop scouting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm backseating Ural and Varus today.
Gotcha.
So Varus is searching, Pops is scouting, and Ural is defending.
Yeah, those were the ones that they previously did.
I can stealth, like, for party.
Yeah,
I mean, is your stealth better than your perception?
Yes, you have a void notice set up there.
No, I didn't apply it.
I have a void notice.
What is Chorus?
There we go. So I'm gonna have Varus kind of seek the path that you guys are taking. Kind of just doing a general, hey, what's everything looking like here?
Yes. I suppose I'll do the same. Is that a seek check? Or...
Yes, seek. Yeah, that's how we'll do our general
Alright.
thing, because you're not officially tracking anything right now. Oh,
yeah, it's more
definitely.
just... Yeah.
Between you and Varus, Garrick, you guys are actually able to follow the directions / little bit of a map that they provided for you. Need to toggle navigation, and
No, we both nat one. We're wandering, completely lost.
nope. Unfortunately, no.
GM,
Yes.
I know it will be out of place, but what is Corazze?
What is what?
I was very in chat because I don't know what is it.
Okay.
Coerce. That's in your
Ah.
intimidation.
Yeah, it's like
Intimidation. Yeah.
intimidating
Try to
somebody
forcing them to
get
do
there.
something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not applicable in the middle of the.
okay. Well, I was just didn't know what was that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
It's
you.
basically like strong arming somebody to do what you want,
Oh, but just
whether
being
they want to
casual
or not.
tag about it.
We call it aggressive diplomacy here. Right, I can't see.
Oh yes, because it's starting. It's about
I'm
8 o'clock
sure-
at night. The sun is going down.
I can see.
Well, you have dark vision. I'm a human. I remember I think it was Varus could hand out lights.
Yes, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm going to do. I am going to.
If given the effect, I can just drag it on.
That's
Hello,
what I'm.
darkness, my old friend.
There we go.
Should be spell effect light. What I'd like you to let's see. I've got it on Varus. I'm going to. I'm going to walk you through. I want to change the color really quick.
Gotcha.
So if you open up your character sheet and click the
Go to the effects.
ooh, it's not showing as. Do
Edit item.
you see the light effect on you?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so
I
I
don't
would
see anything
like-
for like color.
Yeah, there. So if you click on that, I'm gonna now that I have the right one open. Edit. If you click on rules.
I don't have rules. I think that's a
Oh,
DM
yeah.
exclusive.
Okay, I will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will update it for you.
Thank you.
So there's that one, and
Just so it's not blinding us, flashbanging the screen.
yep, and so this should be the other one. Spell effects, edit, rules. There we go. I think who else has light on them? I see 1, 2. Kibo has light. So I will do the same thing for Kibo. Effects, edit.
I remember early on
Rules.
session 2 when we are all clustered in the
Yep.
Yep.
Varus Spike's token was just entirely white.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I just changed the light that's from the spell to actually be black, 6 zeros, but it gives me what I would think would be the right effect for light.
Yeah, that's actually really nice. It's a good effect.
Yeah.
So you guys are using Garrick and Varus. You're able to find what you believe is the outskirts to the ruins that he is supposedly at. You see the ruins here. There is a bridge growing across the river that you guys can see, and you see some ruins on a hill to the northwest of you.
Am I?
First, let's take stock and how's everybody feeling for the day? Do we feel like we can continue on, or should we stay and rest for the night and continue in the morning? We're not sure what awaits us in here, and I'd like to be prepared before going in.
I think
You
going
can.
in well rested is a good strategy. Also, it appears I will not be going anyway, as I appear to be clipped inside of a tree. Thank you.
Garrick the talking tree.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's a
just
good
drug
idea.
I drug your token out into a tree.
Yeah, it's fine.
So
I'm just
with-
imagining Garrick just like an NPC that's like trying to still do his scripted voice line, but it's like sideways inside the wall.
So with that being said, I will reveal a little campground that you guys can see bits and pieces of that has probably been used in the past. To the west of you, you can see the remnants of where people have camped here before.
Okay. I'll go over and use that one then.
Okay. You're free to travel there as you see fit.
Is it across the bridge?
No,
Yeah.
it's to your left.
Oh, down here.
Oh, is
Yeah.
there a way across this
You
way?
you
oh,
should be
it's-
able to just walk underneath there. Yep.
Okay.
And I will get rid of the those wonderful magic walls I put in so you couldn't see that. I didn't know what you guys were gonna do.
All right.
And we will. I must let's see. We're gonna go ahead and light your campfire for you.
I thought those logs were corpses.
And I will take the 3 I'm back seating over there. That would be Varys, Pops, and Bada-bum.
Somebody has like really good dark vision.
And would Ural still have his... What does he have going off of him right
I think that's the bless, but
That's
it's
his.
not active.
That's Marshall's aura he has.
That is my perk.
Yeah, he's not a marshal. He's a bard.
Yeah, I think that's
Boud.
Boud. That's Boud's aura. The
Yeah.
the circling glowing effect I think was from Bless, and it just never faded.
Okay, I will try to figure out how to get it off of him. I'll sequencer.
Yep.
Find my sequencer layer. Oh, the
That's right
manager. Okay. Boom, gone. I can get rid of the stupefied. I'm going to get rid of all of them, and we can just reapply the
effects
Marshall's aura. So besides resting and eating for the night to do your recovery, is there anything else you guys want to do before you go to sleep? And I would like to know, are you guys going to be standing watches? And if so, I'd like to know the watch rotation.
Yes.
Yes to
was-
watches.
Remember,
I think
I was
we-
going to be paired with the person with the lowest perception since I have the highest.
Yeah.
So the lowest perception would be,
Outside of
Pops,
Pops.
but
Yeah.
it would be Kibo.
Okay, then first watch is me and Kibo.
Yeah, and I think Spike was second watch when it's the darkest, since he has dark vision.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can go on the second watch too because I have full dark vision.
You probably, you'd probably, okay, I would probably have you take the third watch so somebody else has dark vision on that watch.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So it looks like Garrick and Kibo first.
Spike and Varys.
Spike and Varys second. And then Ural and Boud third.
Yep.
Okay.
Makes sense. Two highest
Kibo-
perceptions with the two lowest.
And Kibo will, throughout his watch and like before heading to bed and everything, will be still going over the crafting manuals.
Oh, yes,
That,
you guys found that wonderful crafting manual.
Yes, he was
Yes.
studying how to do the ritual more, and we learned that he needed a specific material. But he's going to be still learning and still going over a lot of this stuff and seeing what he can apply currently with the materials he has.
Okay, and you remember the name of the material you're looking for?
It's I remember the description. It's a glass like with a
It-
spiral energy inside of it.
Yes, it's called Aether Glass.
Aether
Yeah,
glass.
it is. Gurk will be, during the watch, will be sharpening his axe and admiring the rune carved into it while humming a small tune.
Spike will be polishing his gold and silver and copper.
Okay. So for the first watch, I would like Garrick and Kibo to roll seek actions for perception checks.
All right.
And then I would like one of you to roll just a plain D20.
Do you want to be honest?
Down in the lower right, just a regular old D20.
Do that for us.
Okay. We're good. The first watch goes without issue. You are able to get some studying done, but it seems like this aether glass is key to the elements of this crafting that's there. As of right now, maybe you could find something in a major city that could replace it, but as of right now, you can't. It just seems key to what they're trying to do with these the crafting just seems to be key.
Okay.
That brings us up to the second watch. The second watch is Spike and Varus. I would like Spike. Can you roll a d20?
Yes, I can.
That's just a plain old d20. That's good. And then I'm going to have you and Varus roll your seeks.
Every time I say seeks, all I can think of is like the teacher review.
During your watch, which is the later portion of the night, you do notice that there appears to be some sort of light. You can't really make it out. It's not like a firelight. It just seems some sort of light coming from the ruins to the north. Can't quite make it out. But your watch goes without issue, and that will bring us up to Bowed and Ural. So Bowed, can you please roll a d20?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
There goes that 20.
Well, here's the thing: is you guys are rolling against the number that I pre-rolled.
I know.
So it's not necessarily 20s or
bad.
ones or whatever. So
That's right, 20, no modifiers. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, there goes that 20.
Yep. Oh, you mean, okay, I see what you mean. And then Bowed, go ahead and roll a seek from the basic action macro while I find Ural's token and do the same.
Yep, and also, Sir,
Yep.
Reach me.
I've got to select them individually. I need to find Pops. There's Pops.
Bro.
And and again, nothing eventful happens during the night. I would like during the last watch, I would like all of you to do both the rest for the night and daily preparations. And for daily preparations, it should ask if you want to consume a ration. Go ahead and do that if it's possible. So I'm going to do it for the ones I'm backseating.
Done and done.
I might actually need to. I still got night rations. I'll have to pick up a.
Okay, we're going to do that. Ural. Oops, wrong button. Click. Rest.
My casting
And
axe are ready.
Consume. Okay.
I'm also so used to rage having a resource, not just being something I can do anytime I want.
Yeah.
We got here. You've got. I just want to see what we have here. If there's anything that you would cast in the morning, like if anybody's got mage armor or anything like that, I need to see what Varys has for spells. Nothing besides the light that he probably actually because of this, the configure. The sun is rising, so that means it's going to actually start getting lighter outside. I'm going to just leave the light on in case you guys go somewhere that you need it. But the light, the sun comes up. You guys are well rested. You are now able to see a clearer path up to the ruins that are up there.
Well. All right. Let us be off then.
Let's go.
Let me get my 3. Uno. The 1, 2, 3. As you round, you see a moss-covered entrance to what appears to be a shattered mountain temple. You see in front of you a gaunt, pale elf with burning red eyes and golden infernal tattoos spiraling up both of his arms. He looks at you, and when he speaks, it almost sounds like it's coming in 2 separate voices. You come seeking knowledge, but knowledge is what cost us the world.
Are you okay, mister? You look a little
Pale.
unwell.
The lieutenants were never banished, only bound. And now, one is gone.
Lieutenants. Who are these lieutenants?
I'd like you to roll recall knowledge. Basic action macro for me.
I guess I'll try.
Spike.
Yes.
You remember. Let me get to the right set of
That's
notes.
right, I have knowledge.
Get to the right set of notes. During the Rising, there were 6 demonic lieutenants of Orcus, and the forces that be sought to banish them back to the abyss. It's when the protective barrier went up around the Outcast Isles that the lieutenants were no longer found on the material plane, on the planet of Thalade. So you believe that the reference to lieutenant may be one of these lieutenants to Orcus. And he said that The lieutenants were never banished, only bound. And now, one is gone.
Do I know if Corlock was one of the lieutenants?
Yes,
Well, I mean, you
that
could
that was
ask
the
them.
that was the one you guys saw in the temple below.
Yeah. Do you
No, the
do you
Corlac was probably I would consider him a jailer, not necessarily a lieutenant.
Okay. Do you mean Orcus's lieutenants?
You see fire within his eyes. Yes, the rising brought time, not peace.
I
Are-
see. So
Are they becoming unbound?
then you just
One
said
has been released. One is gone. 5 remain.
Jeez.
Which one's been released?
So we must stop them. Are there people that are releasing them, or are they just breaking out? Sorry.
I'm gonna let's see, cut and paste. Why are you not letting me paste? There we go. And I'm gonna let me make sure I have him selected so he's the one that's speaking. Why does it say priestess? It should say Jorvas.
Just as game master for me.
Yeah, just seems game.
Well,
game
it's,
master.
that doesn't say priestess at the top.
Nope.
Okay. Zardoth, the Grave Mother. Zardoth. She's gone. No longer bound.
And how did she become unbound? Was she released or did she break free?
He says, one note, bring it right back out in front here. I do not know. I felt the bindings weaken. Drexel is still bound below.
How long ago was this weakening that you felt?
2-3 weeks ago. And his eyes dim. The redness kind of vanishes a little bit.
That sounds around the timeline of our little goblin friends. Our little kobold friends.
There seems to be stuff stirring around.
Was
Things coming unbound. We gotta stop that then.
quick question?
Yes.
Was Zardoc, was the Grave Mother bound on one of our islands or a different island?
You asking in character or
In character.
in character? Jambito was where she was bound by chains.
And out of character, that's another island we have not yet
That is
visited,
another
yes?
island that you have not been to.
Okay. Good. We didn't cause that.
This seems pretty important. If dangerous things are getting loose, that's gonna cause a lot of trouble. Better go
Well-
stop it then.
Well,
He says it like it's the easiest thing in the world, like it's going to put like a jar into the fridge.
and there's a demon below us that's at risk of being released on this island. Yes?
It is still bound, but the bindings are weakening.
Although we should go check on that and make sure they don't weaken further.
I think when he meant underground, I think he means the underground.
No, he's the ruins of the temple below
Oh,
us.
the ruins of the temple.
Yeah.
Oh, specifically that temple. Okay.
He means here.
Question: how do
Oh.
we fix those binds?
He says, come on, OneNote. Oh, helps if you look at the right screen.
It does.
That's-
You wish to stop this? Then choose the chains or the gatekeeper.
Chains of the gatekeeper.
Okay, homie, we need more information about it because we are dropping names we didn't know.
Are you the gatekeeper?
The gods were silent, but Asmodeus answers, and we bartered our future.
So, a long time ago, people made a deal with Asmodeus to give us some time to not get destroyed. Yes.
You see
That's what
his head nod.
Okay. Well, let's go down, find these chains and this gatekeeper, and fix it.
Well, the problem is that we're looking at that shorter picture, but if what he says is true with this binding, that is what's keeping all of the islands entrapped as well.
Well, then it's
I don't
simple. We
mean
go
to
down and
be-
just beat up these lieutenants, and the problem's solved.
I don't mean to be potentially xenophobic, but maybe being cut off is a good thing. Maybe not for us, but for the world as a whole. Xenophobic's not the right word.
Isolationism.
Self-sacrificial?
Could be true, but the problem I see with this is a lot of these people don't know why they've been cut off and have no knowledge of this. They didn't choose to be sacrifices for some grander purpose that they have no idea even exists.
I don't really see
Yeah.
the problem. Again, we just go down, beat up the lieutenants, and they're not a problem. Then we can be free, and there's nobody needs to be self-sacrificed.
Well, the problem is that these lieutenants might also be the reason why Orthus is even bound in the first place. Getting rid of them doesn't solve the problem. It also releases the binds.
It amplifies the problems.
Yeah, they're the if what I'm ascertaining is correct, they're the anchor. Get rid of them, there's nothing for it to be bound to. And the binds fall either way. I think what
we'll
keeps the
just-
barrier up is their essence being trapped in of itself.
Well, why are we creating the barrier? Can't we just if we kill them, there's no need for the barrier, right?
Well, if we kill them, then the barrier goes down and Orthus is free to roam again.
We
The
just take care
barrier-
of Orthus.
As much as the reward for that would be something I very much would like to see, I think that's well beyond the scope of our purview.
I also think a lot of people would die before you managed to reach him, Garrick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. He's probably
It's not that you
fast.
can't. I totally believe you 100% could kick his ass. We're just people get hurt before you got there.
My problem is that there could be other ways to do this, but if the barrier is failing anyway, then all these people on these islands were put right in the middle of something they have no control over and no knowledge of.
Maybe
What's
isn't
the
that how birth
solution?
always happens?
Repeat that one?
Isn't that birth in general? We have no control of where we end up when we are born.
Well, yes, but we were then born into a place that was determined and decided by others, hundreds of years ago. They knew they were
Sounds to
trapping
me like
generations.
you're just looking at the negatives. If we can do something, either rebind it, kill them, whatever, then we do it. And so what if we're isolated? We get to live our lives. That's pretty decent enough.
I can agree with that one, but it's also the fact of we have a chance and a choice.
From how
I
you're
think we're
describing
debating
it, your
a lot of
choice
things
is
with partial information.
that too. I'm still not really understanding here. You're saying that if we don't redo the bindings or we kill them, then big bad guy shows up, destroys the world. Versus if we just bind him, the biggest drawback is we don't get to see the other people across the ocean.
Yes.
That doesn't really seem like. No offense, but that doesn't really seem like a choice. It's kind of obvious what we need to do then. I don't get why we're debating about this. I get you guys are all about the
Philosophical.
yes, that about all of that, but it really feels like a no-brainer.
Maybe we should go down and get more information before we make decisions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go
good
tell
idea.
the smart people about this.
He looks at you. Jorvas does. I cannot mend the veil, but I can offer you a knot. One the demons cannot untie.
Guys, we just tie him up with that knot.
He hands you. Let me go ahead and make it a item. Create. Make this equipment.
Well, we given the barbarian the very important magic item. Can't see this
No.
going
I don't
wrong.
think. Yeah, I don't think so.
Who here is the knots. Who's he gonna hand it to?
Garrick will step forward.
Me.
Kiba will definitely put a hand on Garrick and just say, "Let's keep this in a way that might not be destroyed in the fray. You need to stay on your toes in the front end and not
Okay.
worry about destroying something."
Can I take it?
It is a crescent moon shaped pendant bearing Lunara's sigil on one side and an unblinking infernal eye on the other.
Oh, if Kibo sees that symbology, then he will step forward and go to accept it.
It should be in your inventory.
Keyboard, check it if it's balanced.
You'll kind of look it over.
Why wouldn't you guys trust the delicate artifact meant to save the world with the barbarian?
So as he hands it to you, Kibo, when you touch it, you get a very intense memory flooding through your head. A dying cleric, a burning temple, the moment Asmodeus made his bargain with Arion's and Lunara's prophets.
And does that feel does it feel like a foreign memory, something that I was shown, or does it feel like one of
You
my
feel
own?
like it's the memory comes across to you the same way one of your memories would do, but you feel like it's attached to this symbol that was provided to you.
He'll kind of shake his head and come out of it and just look at the rest of the party and just say,
Sure you can hold
Well-
that onto that? You're already out of it.
"Well, it seems I've been given a glimpse. Information is what we wanted." And I'll tell them about the memory that I just saw and just say, "It does look like a bargain was struck with Asmodeus, and I was shown the very moment it was." Was I able to hear anything of the contract, or was it just kind of like fast spitting images?
Just fast spitting images, the dying cleric, temple on fire, Asmodeus looking over the barrier going up.
Okay. I'll look to the part and just say, "Does seem a bargain was struck, and that is why this barrier is here. But the terms or what was offered didn't come to me."
Oh well.
can always figure that out later. The who and the what doesn't really matter. It's just how do we fix it?
He will kind of nod his head and just say, "We'll do what we can to keep the barrier in place then. At least making sure that these demons don't get loose."
He nods at you and he points the way behind him and shows you to the stairs that lead downward into the temple.
Still nodding.
You guys gonna go down?
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah.
Lead the charge.
Yep, we'll let Garrick lead the way and cleave anything we see into.
So, before we open the door, I would like you all to kind of rearrange. That door is double wide. I would like you guys to rearrange how you would be situated prior to opening up the door.
I'd like
Okay.
to swap
I think
places
I'm
with
good.
Euro,
Right.
if that's okay.
I'll just move Ural out of the way for right now.
Yeah, Kibo will probably be behind Bowed as well.
So I'll move Varus over. I'm gonna move. So Kibo's there.
Yep, the 3 tanks up front,
Yep.
casters in the back.
Um.
I'm not that tanky.
Well, you know.
So.
marshals
As you get down to the bottom of the stair, so the ruined temple that you guys were just at, something like this is where you met Jarvis. Or Jorvas. You get down to the bottom of the stairs, and there's the door that's in front of you. Looks like this. And as you
Circles
get
are back.
and as you get to the bottom of the stairs, Kibo, you feel some sort of harmonious relationship between the symbol he gave you and the symbols on the door and the floor in it, leading to the door. It's like the symbol is also a key to the door in front of you.
Okay, so I will hold up the symbol and either like hold it up to the door or place it against, and
As you
Try
hold it towards the door slides upwards.
thick.
The vision on this door is
Let
weird.
me check. The door slides upwards. You do see some lights inside the room ahead of you.
The door seems to be
Is it?
very thin, like it's a thin slice.
Let me check this.
It
Oh.
counts as a wall.
Somehow I set it up instead of a door. I set it up as an invisible wall. This is a door, and it is open. We're gonna click update.
Closing and opening again.
Let me.
And you can just drag us through, right? As a
Yeah.
quick
I
solution
see
for
what
now.
happened is I had multiple doors set up there. Now the door should be working.
Oh, there we go.
I had 4 doors
Oh,
on top of each other.
that would do it. You
As
open up
the-
a door and it leads to another door.
As the door slides up in the center of the room, you see what appears to be a creature with a glowing gem on a chain placed around its neck. Let me get to my notes.
Oh, you certainly are good enough.
It's massive. It's demonic. It's bloated. It has a grotesque body with boar-like tusk. They seem to be glowing with demonic energy. It is bound in mid-air by burning chains covered in infernal runes. Its wings are crippled and flicker with magical fire. Its eyes burn red, and its skin is a grayish purple covered in scars and sigils.
Seeing this, Kibo, it very visibly gets much more tense.
Dang.
Is light, loose. Man, you certainly skipped leg day, and apparently wing day.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm looking at his face or his ass. That's how big he is.
You
Or
said
whatever
As-
the gender.
As you guys start to approach, mortals, curious and armed with courage. But tell me, do you even know what binds here?
Yeah, a demon not smart enough to escape a trap.
Dormammu.
come to bargain. No.
And then when you said that, it says, "You think you've caught a beast? No, little Sparks, you've caught the key."
Eat a what?
Davy Jones'
This
chest.
circle is not my cage. It is your shield. I am the weight that holds the door closed.
Yeah. So
I-
you stay there
but-
like a good paperweight and keep
So
it
that-
closed.
Technically makes you the pin, not the key.
Technically.
That's how locks
Question.
work.
Can I get in? Because
Yeah, you should be able to drag yourself in now.
Oh, I
Or
can't.
come over here then. There's an
Yeah, yeah.
opening on this side. There you go.
okay.
Kibo will look around and just assess the type of ritual that is going on here.
Okay, and I will get my free backseat driving things in there with you guys. Come on.
Oh, there seems to be a door off to the right. Figure we should check that out first before.
Actually, I forgot to make those regular walls. There are no doors there.
Never mind.
Yeah,
Ignore.
I took bits and pieces of another map to
No, that's
make this for you guys.
The handles are painted on.
It's like Roadrunner doors.
So we'll look around and try to see. Does it? Are there any visible signs of the runes fading or being worked against?
Underneath him, it seems to be pulsing. The gem within him seems to get bright and then it gets dim, and as it gets dim, he seems to get stronger. Then it gets bright, and you can see he kind of flutters down a little bit. He is chained up in the air. He is winged. It doesn't seem like stuff is full strength.
That thing should probably go where the gem is, I guess. Big glowing
Either.
thing goes with small glowing thing.
Either the gem or it helps.
As you approach, okay, go ahead.
Just be on guard. We don't know exactly what can happen here or how powerful
I'd go
it
to
is.
I'd go to the circle first to avoid going any closer. It's gonna smell it from here.
And Kiba will hold the trinket and see if it reacts to anything in particular.
Please, click there.
Alrighty, here we go. I will be re-rolling that with a hero point.
Yeah.
Thank you
will as
very
well.
much.
It is not letting
Reroll
me-
using hero point.
There we
There we go. Not much better. I think I passed though.
Those that rolled below a 17, do you guys see your results on there?
Yeah, my rerolled hero point didn't show it, but
Let me look at. Yeah, you rolled worse with your hero point. Oh no, you rolled a
Well,
10
I rolled
with your
slightly
hero.
better, but not
Slightly better, but not
enough.
not good enough. Those that rolled less than 17, well, everybody, as Kibo approaches with the symbol, you see the creature's eyes flare with molten light. The runes beneath him start to pulse violently. The temperature drops, not from the cold, but from something ancient drawing beneath the well of reality. And those that rolled below a 17, the stone floor beneath you seems to fracture, revealing a black chasm of chains falling endlessly. One chain, thicker than the rest, twists upward like a serpent, glowing red, pulsing like a vein. Then you see a bladed crown hanging in the dark, but the face beneath it is faceless, wrapped in shadowed bandages. Eyes burn into the fabric. Threxel, Prince of Hollow Eyes. You see yourselves, much older, standing atop a city wall surrounded by fire. Behind you, Kanda burns. Before you, Threxel's forces, spectral and silent. A familiar voice, the creature that was in the room with you, says, "This is what comes without me." And then those that have failed the saving throw, your vision returns to the room in front of you.
Don't go messing with my mind.
Kibo is a little shaken and shakes his head and breathing heavy, much again very tense at the presence of this creature itself, and starts to move forward with the pendant itself.
though he talked confident, you can see after the vision he's like white knuckling his axe.
Kibo will
Though he
approach.
stands firm.
Kibo will approach and see how the ritual is reacting as he gets closer with the pendant.
I
Maybe we
move.
should have asked what we do with the pendant.
As you get closer, he goes to you, specifically looking directly at you as he says this. "You want to understand how the seal works? I can give you the glyphs, the equations, the blood mathematics they won't teach you in Kanda."
I do like
Why would you
math.
Okay, Bo.
And
Bike? No.
And why would you offer that information? Offer the very ritual that keeps you bound here?
Because he made a deal.
He is the deal maker.
"I do not beg for freedom, I beg for sense. Leave me. Let me hold him here or watch the eyes open in the dark."
So you're saying that this pendant will release you, not keep you bound.
Can I sense motive that?
Sure,
Yeah,
go
that's
ahead.
exactly what I'm-
Both of you,
yeah,
yeah.
that's where I'm-
Can I join in on sense motif?
Yes.
Perception's awful, but
Cool. I think it's about the same as my perception.
There's
I mean, it does use your perception.
Yeah, it does use your perception. Kibo and Kibo and Bowed. You sense he's holding something back, but everything that he has told you is true.
Okay, and I'll wait for the answer.
What does Garrick think? Or does he's too hard to read?
Garrick, I'm gonna actually open up your, let me open up a set of files I didn't think I'd have to open today, but I'm gonna open it up just because you specifically asked that and you did roll a sense motive check. I'm gonna, come on, I need to see Garrick's name. Open. There we go. We're gonna go down here. You feel the same way when Ulthar started egging you on to make you better. You feel almost like he's goading you into attacking. That's what you feel, Garrick.
Something's off about this.
No shit.
Kibo is waiting on his answer to his.
So can you repeat your question?
So he said that he's making it seem like this pendant will release him rather than keep him bound. So I asked, is that what he's saying?
I'm trying to see how do I want to word this. Perhaps both. So the sense you get is that the thing that you have can free him and or strengthen the bindings around him.
Oh. Okay. So.
He'll teach you the wrong symbols. Just find him.
Kibo will hold on to the blades gifted to him, and we'll look up towards this thing with a very, very obvious disdain and just disgust. And moving forward, we'll move forward with the pendant and just say, "You daemons always ploying for more power than you've earned, always reaching for more." And we'll place the pendant and attempt to strengthen the binding.
I would like you to let me click on your character so I can specifically see what I want you to roll. I'm going to have you roll two different things. I'm going to have you roll the basic action macro recall knowledge.
Okay.
You really should have asked how we use this thing.
Okay. And with that, I would like you to, from your character sheet, actually, I'll set it up with just the roll dialogue. I would like you to pick one: Arcana, Occultism, or Religion.
Arcana. we'll go with. And he'll specifically think back to his master's teachings and the knowledge he knows of the extraplanar beings and try to apply this to this as well. Good boy. I'm sorry if this goes wrong, gang.
It's alright.
Let's go.
Good roll, though. You passed.
As you approach and you try to summon your inner well, you do see the chains and shackles tighten around him. Fools! One chain breaks. The rest feel it. And you see him shrink and shrink. And then he says, "Break me and you break the veil. Hold me and you may yet survive what comes." Kibo, are you going to continue trying to strengthen it?
Can I roll something to see what exactly is happening right now?
Occultism
Is he being
or
further bound or
religion?
let go?
I'm also going to see if I can.
Let's
I
go
don't know.
occultism.
Yeah, I want to see the hell he's happening because I'm lost.
So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to do this and click submit first. And actually, because of actions that he took, I'm going to do that. So Kibo, you just got 2 hero points.
Okay.
1 for the hour and 1 for your actions.
Okay.
Everybody else got 1 hero point, and then I am going to do this and I'm going to select that or that.
And with the ritual going on and what's happening to him, is the magical power that's kind of like coming through with the ritual kind of like encasing the area and kind of like as it's activating, like pulsing the magical energies coming through the area and the runes and the room?
First thing I want to do is, did you guys just get something popped up requesting a roll?
Yep. No.
No.
Okay, let me try it again. Yeah, because something went weird for me. So we are going to because I didn't select your characters.
That'll do it.
There we go. Oh, nice.
Yeah, my religion is apparently.
So you
And
get a
roll
select.
blind.
So you can select religion or occultism from the drop down. It should
And we roll
have.
blind, right? Oh, why did it? It went away.
I do
don't
not
know.
know why it went away. So I will do. It's probably because I clicked on something. I'm going to set up the exact same check. Those that are already rolled, please don't do it. So Bowd already rolled, Kibo already rolled, and Spike. So I need Ural, Garrick, Sir Breachmane, and Varys.
+1 religion, so
Just nat 20.
yeah, you know. Suddenly, my two brain cells bounce off each other.
Okay, I got to figure out why it disappeared for me. So, Bowd. You're sensing that whatever Kibo is doing is weakening the creature in front of you, and it is being bound tighter, and it appears to be that it is getting... The image of it is getting weaker and weaker, as in its physical properties are starting to turn into etherealness.
Kibo, whatever you're doing, do it more.
Can we tell if that's a good thing?
I mean, we are binding a demon. If the demon was strong, then he was getting bigger, stronger. You get it. And now that we are bounding him, he's getting
Multiple
weaker.
people have told us that these guys are like the paperweight sealing something else.
Yeah, and we are sealing that thing down there, not up here.
I think what's happening is we're getting his physical form is petering out, but his essence is being locked into whatever ritual this is.
Yeah.
Is that
So-
the
And then,
thing
Kibo,
I-
the answer to your question about the glyphs and runes around, you see the glowing red thing that's on his chest. As it gets smaller, that red gets brighter and brighter. The runes that are around this little circle area where that flame is in the middle, they get brighter as the stone around him gets brighter, but then as the creature size manifestation gets smaller and smaller, the glowing starts to go down.
And can I feel the ambient magic kind of like flowing out and?
Yeah, there's definite magic going between that symbol and whatever's binding that creature.
So what I would like to do, I don't know how it will affect it, and this is up to your discretion. I will press harder to try to bind him, but I will also use Arcane Cascade to try and cycle the magic, the ambient magic, essentially using myself and my ability to cycle and push and pull on the flow of magic to kind of pull the magic into myself and help push it down and help this ritual.
Okay, go ahead and cast that Arcane Cascade in the chat so we have a record of it when I save the log.
Okay, so we will use Arcane Cascade.
Garrick is very uncertain here. This is one of his least experienced fields.
Yeah. So the armor starts to glow brighter with the same kind of magical energy that this ritual is presenting, and Kibo is actually infusing his body and his magic alongside this ritual and allowing this ritual's magic to absorb into him as well.
Okay,
How this will affect it, or help or hinder, we will see.
That's how we get demon hosts.
He's doing the ritual magic, though it is a source of demonic. So you never know.
okay, so the symbol flares to life in your hand, no longer dormant, but it's beating with a celestial heat and with the same geometry that's on the symbols that are around the creature and the runes. You see lines of radiant ink spinning around the symbol and spiraling towards the creature, forming a cage, not of metal, but of law, will, and sacrifice. The sounds within this temple, it's like something screams, but not out loud, but in absence. You see shadows bending towards a single point, and for a heartbeat, you feel him. Brexel, the Prince of Hollow Eyes, the faceless watcher who waited in silence. And now, He's free.
Oh,
The symbol shines brighter, brighter still. The chains are not reforged, but rewoven, not by pact, but by purpose. From your palm, a spiral of radiant symbols erupts, searing downward into the ground, piercing the veil like a stake. It strikes something unseen, and the air buckles. Pressure vanishes. The weight behind your eyes dissolve. You sense Threxel's presence begins to collapse inward. Shadow stretching across the floor shrinks. Whispers stop. Cracks on the wall begin to fade. The figure of Threxel, just a silhouette on the edge of your perception, shrinks and shrinks and shrinks till it's no more than a pinprick in darkness, then a flicker, and then nothing. Only the symbol remains, dim now, cold in your hand, and silence. Real silence. The kind the world hasn't known in 2 centuries. The veil holds for now.
I think we made the wrong decision.
I can't even tell.
I think. So, as far as with the arcane cascade, was I able to, one, feel anything with me absorbing some of that ambient magic, and 2, was I able to ascertain more of this ritual now that I've actually woven with the ritual's magic with mine?
So what you get is from the description I just gave you. You banished whatever was in front of you somewhere.
Okay.
And whatever chains were between him and Threxel no longer exist. But the view you had of Threxel was of him shrinking and shrinking and then disappearing in a flicker.
So did we kill him or did we rebind him? I can't really
Keep
tell.
him-
I think we banished him.
I
Is
think-
that good? I thought we said we wanted to keep them here.
We bound him to something. It doesn't feel like the chains that had entrapped him before, but it does seem like his power or his influence here has subsided. What that
was
means
it his
for... Go ahead.
was it his power and influence here sort of, good?
It's a
Whatever.
demon. Mostly, I think it's bad. But wait, hold on. I have crazy theory. If they are bounded here, and the physical manifestation were bounded here too. So if we release this guy, that could mean that this barrier that is around us is weaker than before.
Yes.
And the bindings that bind the evil thing is stronger down there than up here.
But he was bound here to keep the veil up, which, while may not be great, seems to also be stopping a lot of evil things from attacking the world.
Yes, but now that he is down there, he is still doing his job.
Is he?
I mean, keyboard.
So, Kibo, did you get a roll pop up?
Yes, I did, but it is failing to roll.
Okay, so I'll do it the way I've been doing it before then. Pick one: Arcana, Nature, Occultism, or Religion.
Arcana.
Actually, okay, so this is an Identify Magic check for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I'm flavoring it.
I will hero point that.
Hey. Yeah.
Let's
There
go.
we go.
Yeah, it's cocked.
No,
looked-
it's cocked.
it
Reroll
looked-
that nat 20.
It looked cocked on my GM screen. But
yeah.
it did not look cocked on my streamer screen. So
Natural 20. Let's go.
with the arcane cascade, you banished the demon that was linked to Threxel, and with your banishment, you broke the chains. Threxel did not release within the temple that you are currently at, but you believe he has been released either to go back to the abyss or somewhere on the material plane.
Ooh, it could be either or.
Good.
Well,
Good thing that it's not
Release
both.
him, or did you just seal him?
there's
Those
two.
are-
It seems we've done one of two things, and it was the original goal of this entire ritual before. We've banished him as what they wanted to do with this
Okay,
ritual.
so what you banished was the Nalpashni that was here. That was the anchor point for the chains binding Threxel, the lieutenant.
So you freed Threxel.
So by you banishing the chains that was locking him here, Threxel was released. And you don't know whether he was released back to the abyss or somewhere else on the material plane, but he is not present here.
Okay, so we either completed what they tried to do in the first place, or we've just made things much worse for ourselves. But
Garrick will just come over to Gibo. He looks like he wants to describe him. He looks like he wants to throttle you, but not because he hates you. More like he just hates that he doesn't have any sort of control in what's happening.
yeah, Eva will, with the magic still kind of bouncing around in the armor. You did say it was a celestial type of magic that came from the pendant, correct?
Yes, holy.
Okay. So you'll see that the armor is glowing a deep kind of white orange glow in the seams of where the scale mail comes together, as you've seen it done before with his arcane cascade, and it's still glowing that kind of divine energy as he's holding the pendant, as he just says, at least from what I felt and how ingrained I was within the ritual, it did seem divine in nature, not maleficent, not malevolent.
Divine, arcane, it doesn't, demonic, it doesn't matter. What you just did is release a lieutenant. The thing that we were trying to prevent.
Potentially.
No, I'm pretty sure he was released.
You know, he was released. The question remains to
Where?
was he banished back to the abyss where they wanted him in the first place?
You didn't banish anything. You freed him, and now he got probably a choice on where to go. We don't know where he ended up.
If he's in the abyss and wants to come back here, he probably can. Banishments are temporary.
This seemed a bit more on a higher scale than anything that I've
Normal
felt before.
spell.
It was
He was here in this very room.
Yes.
We all felt
And now
it.
he's gone.
And then he left.
Not exactly sure to where, but we're gonna have to take more information on this.
If we find some kind of cult around this guy or some demonic, we
Yes,
know
Lord,
he's
why didn't you
here.
just ask how the ritual is supposed to go? Whether you were supposed to bind him further or do whatever? Why didn't you ask?
Because it was demons. Demons are not devils.
It's
They
not whether
lie.
it was a demon or not. It's what it was doing.
It's because we potentially even lying.
You see, Kibo is kind of gripping at his blades like tightly and deep in thought, and kind of thinking with a kind of and just tense all over, and just kind of says, "We'll have to
How
see
do we
what
know
this
that?
we'll have to see what changes this decision has made, but
The future holds many doors.
And vowed if the demon was lying, so humans lie too. How do we know that that elf guy wasn't lying or being manipulated? His eyes were glowing and everything.
He did not seem entirely sane.
didn't."
Yeah. But did you hear that he was speaking in riddles?
He was speaking in a lot of things.
But in riddles too. Maybe he made a pact with something stronger, devil.
Yes,
or
he made it
some
back with Asmodeus. We all heard it.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm thinking. What the chains felt of a different nature. It could be that the binding ritual that Asmodeus first made this is the chains that locked. The ritual we just performed felt more holy, divine, celestial. Maybe,
What it
Point of order.
feels.
You just performed. Just
yes.
want to be clear.
We then maybe he break the pact.
Feels like what we just did was rip the lock off of a door.
We more just clicked a second tumbler into place.
Really? I don't see anything bound here anymore. Do you? Didn't you feel it? He's out. He was
Yes.
released.
And there are
How is that adding another tumbler?
it's locking another tumbler into place to get the door closer to opening. That's how locks work. 2 have been freed. I assume the more freed, the easier the door is going to be to open. But the lock is still technically there.
Well, what we do need to do now is inform the rest, and hopefully they can get word out that these locks, these chains, are within the islands, and they need to be sought and protected, investigated.
You
But
shouldn't be there
Understand
any
it.
more of them.
that I can agree to. I'm not exactly sure what happened here, but for some reason I feel like what we did will have a positive effect rather than a negative one. I can't say for certain, but come what may, these outer-worlding beings, these daemons, and as he says it, you see a very clear disdain and disgust as the word leaves his mouth.
Was it a daemon?
It was demonic in
demon.
nature.
That makes it a demon.
It's a demon.
Demon, okay.
It's
They are
demonic,
different.
not infernal, is what you
Got it.
banished.
Got it.
I mean,
There's
it
devils,
could-
demons, daemons.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff. But let me ask this simple question, really. What if we just refresh the bindings?
That's what we thought we were doing here.
That doesn't
No,
seem
no.
to be the case.
Not by refreshing the bindings of this one, but refreshing the pack that binds, to search for another source of this binding energy. We released one, but then we can bring another. We could,
I don't think we should be messing with any more of the bindings.
no,
How do we
I'm
know
not-
about that other one being released? Wasn't that guy up there manipulating other people to unchaining them?
Yeah.
I think bowed means find a new demon to bind here.
Maybe that was the pack job, to release this old file and find the new fresh.
Well, then that seems to have failed, seeing how the guy just got out.
No doubt.
Well, I think we'll be talking in circles if we don't try and gather more information. I think
Yeah,
the
good idea.
prudent
Yeah.
the prudent thing
And
to
I
do
have the
now is-
perfect guy to ask.
Yep.
I'm not going
Your
to ask
axe?
us nicely this time.
We'll
Can I
head back
search
up.
around this room for anything?
Sure. Anybody who wants to search around here, go ahead and roll a seek action.
Hell yeah! Searching for.
Nah, I would, but Garrick's too mad. He's going up to the old man. He's about to beat an old man today.
Oh my god, please no, please don't. There's few things that I wish we don't do, and there is one of those things. I don't want to have total party kill this early in campaign.
We are going to close. Let me go to my items. Yep.
I was taking this.
So, yes, there is a book that was hidden behind one of the statues of the clerics in the northern area. Bowed.
I swear if it's Binding Circles 101 for idiots.
It's not quite Binding Circles 101 for idiots. Let me go ahead and drag the item onto Bowed.
Oh, cool book.
So you've bound a demon. How to maintain?
I guys, it was very hard to not to tell what. Every time that someone says bound, my eyes look up and I say, hey, what are you talking about me?
So this book is bound in blackened leather. It's an infernal grimoire. Its pulses with latent heat. The sigil of Asmodeus is etched in gold on the cover, though there are claw marks that deface the lower half. The title is The Chains in the Gate, Theoretical Bindings of Abyssal Entities.
Oh.
Binding one.
Wait. Can I check the marks for exactly where they end?
So the marks were claws that basically the lower third of the front cover looks like they were clawed.
Not cloud, as in scrape, not pierced.
Not pierced, no. They were not pierced. It was just scraped.
Okay, thank God. I just showed the book like Jack Sparrow's The Jar of Sand. Hey guys, that demon wanted to escape by fucking tricking us. But that book is too hard for him.
Okay,
Can I
Okay,
take a look at the book?
yes.
Don't open.
Can you link the book into chat, Bowed?
Don't open devils inside. I don't think. Where is it? Yeah. Like, how I do it?
Bound in blackened leather, 7 pillars of the abyssal prison, blood
How
sigils.
I do it? I can't. Where is the icon to post it in chat?
Okay, I will, because it's not going that way, I'm just going to create another journal entry with it. Let me open up this.
We
Click
could also
edit.
just all open up Bowd's sheet and look at it.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. But that way I could actually put it up on the stream if I create another journal.
That's good.
Create journal entry, and we're gonna call this.
Oh, I found the way. It's not exactly the description, but it goes to the description of it.
Okay.
Oh, we reinforced it and thus invited the hand of the Archfiend deeper into the world.
So I am going to show this to all of you and make you observers of the journal. Boom. Contents are 7 pillars of the abyssal prison, blood sigils and the warden's oath, the Asmodean bargain, securing the lock's weak points in the veil and the first warnings, an account of the Black Sun ritual. Key thing that you get just by a quick skim is for every binding there's a price. When the pact was struck, the 9 hells offered the weight of their chains, a counterbalance to the infinite hunger of the abyss. To break a single link is to weaken the whole, yet to reinforce it is to invite the hand of the archfiend deeper into the world.
For those reading, with flipping through the expert excerpts, did we just sort of rip the counterbalance off the hinge?
I mean, the pact was balanced by the moon and the devil, so we used that pact to reinforce the chains.
We did. I think from the description of what happened, we just ripped the counterbalance off the chain. So the chains, specifically, the DM described us the chains that were binding. We just undid them.
Well,
Interesting.
that changes a lot of things.
Yeah, that's why Garrick is upset.
Oh.
Yeah, but the next step is finding this guy, finding Jarvan again, and seeing what the hell we just did.
We released Untold Madness onto the world.
Okay.
It's like Bloodborne.
So you guys did your search, so you guys are heading back out now then?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Going to go interrogate an old man.
No, we are going
And
to.
he's dead.
Awesome.
No. Karik wanted to ask him a question.
Somebody already did, apparently.
I think he
Jarek
got
did beat us up.
crowbarred. Where is the Gordon Freeman in here?
Yeah, I just come up. What do I just see his corpse laying there?
And
Yes, you guys do find his corpse laying there.
The heavy is dead.
Damn it.
Kiba will look on and kind of sigh and just say, he told us the gatekeeper or the chains. This is what he meant.
I think.
No, I think he was a corpse being possessed. There were 2 voices, don't you remember?
Oh, yeah. Wait. That. Okay.
Kibo, give me that thing. He'll put his hand out, and it's clear he means the symbol.
It's
Wait.
dormant. There's
Wait,
no
Care, give it to me.
magic left in it.
Wait, hold on. Do you remember the text that he wanted? From those old farts and the graveyard. The chains were never meant to hold forever. Each binding a prayer to the Lord of Below, scaled with blood and flame. The architect promises an eternity, but eternity is fragile. Jarvis knew he saw it before the rest of us, but he chose the path of determination.
So we'll see. He has something on him.
He
That's all
had
some sorts.
something on him. Maybe he sacrificed his life for the bindings of hold. And
So,
now,
yes, he does have something on him. There is a book that is on within his robes.
All right, Mom. I'll take that.
share it the rest of the group,
Yeah.
and then and please don't get cursed by
Okay.
some strange ramblings.
And for the stream, it's book's called Jorvas's Final Tome. The cover is cracked obsidian, its pages inscribed with both ink and scorch marks. The spine bears no title, only the rune for debt. But if you open it up to the first page, the title says The Unraveling Veil, a study of the falling chains. And if you want to know more information about that, here we go. Go players. Gonna give you observer of this.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
breaking that we never finish writing.
So we're going to go ahead and take our break right now, and I'll let you guys read it while we're on break. I need to let my dogs outside. But we're going to go ahead and take our break, so I'm going to find the little coffee cup and start the break.
You got it. Garrick
is
pissed.
pissed.
Yeah, rightfully so. What the hell did I just do?
I mean, Garrick just killed that man with his killing intent.
It could go either way. It's very much just we don't have enough information to ascertain exactly what happened.
We can only fill the gaps of whatever we want. Just like tossing a coin to believe what lies
Yeah,
we choose to believe.
I'm with Spike on this one. With if it was a banishing and we did send him back to the abyss, how long, like how easy is it for him to return?
Mm-hmm.
Probably reasonably easy.
Yeah,
And the neck
depending.
crack forms when
Well,
the moon's alive.
It depends on like on this world's like veil structure, because usually plane jumping is something that is easy to do for like if you don't have any significance to the like the magic of the world. But when it's a huger entity, usually they need a breach. They need a crack in the veil in order to then push through.
Yeah,
So
flipping
how
through.
yeah, so how
Looking at that last chapter, there was something in him trying to get out and like take control. We were probably listening to that thing, not him.
Oh,
I'll be
the
back.
true name of Beltrax, the Chainkeeper.
Mhm.
Okay, this is useful. It would be extremely funny if his true name was Dormammu. Written in Dormammu. Man, I would acknowledge.
We were
the first-
duped.
Oh! Oh shit! Which may
Yeah, we
allow,
weren't talking to Dorgus. We were talking to the thing that was controlling him, most likely.
Which may allow acknowledge
The
person
last.
to wait, we can
last-
summon his ass back to there. Avoiding the next crack points when the moons are light.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a snack. This is stressing me out, actually.
I'm loving it.
Oh, he was repossessed.
Prices.
The last one was with erratic block hand. It seems was fighting within himself. At half finished incarnation, the price must not go. The second K, lost to dark. His fate is unknown as the last part and there was I heard the chains break.
So that's the thing is with the check that I made, I ascertained that the ritual could either break it or reforge it with a different ritual.
Wait,
And
hold on. Wait, hold on. That guy was fighting something with himself. So
it could
we
be
really two ways. We released that thing, and that thing didn't needed to control his body, so it left. Or we send it straight to where it belongs, and it lost all connection to mortal plane, and that's why he dropped.
that's the thing is that if we follow just how everything looks here, it could like the half and half could very well be the key to this. It's not that we weren't talking to Jarvis and we weren't talking to the demon. We were talking to both at the same time, both with their own goals, and the choice was whether we broke it or bound it.
Hey, I'm still here.
I think
I think my dad hated me.
It feels like this was. It feels like this entire sequence was a coin on its side, and whether it flipped heads or tails determined on what we decided to do.
How dare you reveal my GM secrets, because that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1d2 to figure out which way it would happen.
Man, how I feel.
Yep. I think yeah. So we got that answer at least from the GM. Yeah. This was
That's above table.
Yeah, above
Yeah.
table. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's what it was. It wasn't that we. It wasn't. It was just the final push of what we decided to do. The question is that he wrote that there was two options. Again, the coin flip, depending on what we wanted to do: break the change and release him, or redo the binding ritual in a different way. But the rebinding also lets somebody else's hand into the pie, and we don't know who that is. Only he did.
Osmodius.
Yeah, we don't know
The
whose
the
hand
pact-
gave him that ritual.
Osmodius. It's
the pact was made
no.
with Asmodeus. It could be him.
put it this way:
would it
if
not
we
be with-
weaken the bindings, then we were just letting out the thing that's being bound.
Hmm.
If we strengthen them, then we're letting Osmodius stick his hand further into the mortal plane pot.
Yep, exactly.
And listen,
is what-
for as much shit as I want to give Osmodius, at least it's kind of orderly how he's going to take us out.
I was gonna say yes. The thing is that we know exactly what's gonna happen. It's just we just didn't know we agreed to it. Yeah.
Asmodeus.
Oh, that was a cool sequence. I did very much enjoy that.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. It
Okay,
was
and we
great.
are all back. Awesome.
Did you see what I sent in Discord, by the way, Mr. T?
Let me go through. There we go.
Because I just couldn't. I don't know how to do that in the chat.
You can /W space GM for
Okay.
whispering the game master.
Okay.
I have now scrolled up so I could see all of your guys' messages there. The answer to your question is that it's, from what I gave you, it's more like something was being shielded from you before, and you could actually feel the bonds to it better now.
Okay. Then, from what we can gather from both the new tombs we found, it looks like it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't, quite literally. Either we break the chains and allow these demons to run free, or we reinforce them and give Asmodeus a better hand at what's happening in this realm.
Okay, now that we're back, and you did find the hermit dead. Hopefully you guys had a chance to look at the book.
Yep.
I'm going to take us to the map of the overall islands. So you have found two books recently. You found the Infernal Grimoire, and you found Jorvas's last thing.
Mhm.
So where you guys are currently is, if we zoom in on the Ashen Fire Mountains, this is where the ruins are that you are with Jorvas. The ones that are north of the letters. The excavation camp is right at the letter N on Ashen Fire Mountain. And then you've got Seaside Cape, and then you've got the 2 towns that part of the party's family members or mentors went to, Twin Peaks and Bronze Hill. So with you guys being at the Ashen Fire Mountains, well, somewhere in between the Ashen Fire Mountains, I want to know where the party desires to go. Back to the excavation camp or somewhere else?
Well, there was a mention to something underneath Seaside Cape from one of the books we found, correct?
Yes. That would have been, let me open up my notes. From what I gave you from Jorvas's tome, the chains are weakening. Chapter 3 mentions lost signals buried beneath a ruined chapel in Seaside Cape.
Well,
Weren't we in that one chapel of the sun and moon?
that was in the the Ashen Fire Mountains. This says a sigils beneath the actual town itself.
We should
So
go
we can-
investigate that.
Yeah, we can either say this is more important and need to get there immediately, or we can head back to the encampment and tell them what's going on and update them.
I don't want to waste more time.
I think this is important. How far does this spell go?
How far does what?
I was looking at a message, but that's only
Oh, yeah.
120 feet.
That does not go very far.
Yeah, that is not far enough to send a message.
It'd be nice
So
if it was.
it'll it would probably take you about 4-ish hours to get to Seaside Cape. Probably take you, now that you know the path, a couple hours to get back to the excavation site.
So we can take 6 hours to get to the town, or 4. I think at least 2.
Well, it would be 8 if you went all the way back to the excavation site. That's about 6 hours away from Seaside Cape.
Okay, so
10 hours minimum if we go to the excavation site.
So
Yeah.
let me get my marker out. Oops, let me actually just do it this way. We're going to go drawing tools, text. We're going to say, I'm going to put the number, double click, and I'm going to put the number 2. So it's 2 hours between those 2 spots. Control C, Control V. It is 4 hours between the ruins that you're currently at and Seaside Cape. And because of the way the roads work, it would probably take you 5 hours to get back from the excavation site to Seaside Cape.
okay, so it's 7 versus 4.
I also think we should go to the Cape.
Yeah, I think
So-
this is important enough after what we've done, or what
The-
I've
the-
done.
The excavators don't tend to do things quickly.
Yeah, and we can always send a message once we hit Cape.
Exactly.
Okay.
Huh.
So it sounds like we're on our way to the Seaside Cape.
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Go ahead.
Garrick, Bowd, I would it be all right if I held on to those books? I might be able to figure out how the bindings work if given some time.
No problems.
Garrick?
He'll silently hand it over.
And in your lower left-hand side of your screen, there's a button for request trade because I don't have tokens on this screen right now that you could do that trade.
Okay. A lower left?
Lower left, just above your picture in your HUD. So those that are doing the trade, the one that's giving should be the one that does the thing. And if that doesn't work when we get next to the next screen, we can pass them to you.
Yep.
So let's yep, we see that both trades happened. Okay, so Spike is going to be doing some research.
Yep. Only one trade happened, but that's fine. It's not a.
Okay.
I'm not big on.
I see it.
I'll grab it later.
So let's go. I'm going to go just straight from the top of the order. Bowed, can you roll a d20, please?
Okay.
Oh, are you guys on your way back to the town? Are you guys going to be doing anything different for your exploration activities?
No.
I'm assuming I can't read while I walk, can I?
It would probably boost the time up to about 6 hours if you were to do that because of the slower process.
Could Garrick carry him well since he's small?
Just get like a one of those things parents have with where the child sits in like a
The carrier.
Okay, I'm running that with d20.
Yeah, make a
No,
makeshift, make a makeshift child
Be
carrier.
prepared for
Baby Bjorn.
anything.
Ooh.
So you rolled a 1 for the first hour. You're able in that first hour to get from the forest, mountain, roughness into the main road that traverses between Seaside's Cape and Bronze Hill. Oops, I moved the hours up too many. I moved them 5 instead of 1. Okay, so at the end of the first hour, let's have Garrick roll a d20. A 2.
slowly improving.
Well, depends. It's again, it's not necessarily the number that. It's not like
I
the
just find
old,
it funny.
but
It's
yeah,
a 1 than a 2.
then a 2. Second hour. During your second hour of travel, you do see what appears to be the merchants from the campsite that went back yesterday are heading back to the campsite right now. That's about the time that you pass them, is in that second hour. Appears that they left town about 7 in the morning, and 7 to 8ish in the morning, and you guys met them almost at the halfway point.
Okay, they have the stuff that we requested before.
Oh,
too.
yes, they do. If you want to stop them and take care of that right now.
Yes, as we're moving along, I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so I'm going to actually take us, I'll go ahead and take us to the, even though you're not there, just for purposes of easily, oops, wrong one. Where did I put the, let me take you back to the map. I must have toggled navigation off from your campsite. There we go. Toggle and activate. Ooh. Let's do some updating. Boom. I'm gonna just take you to a blank page, and I'm gonna bring your tokens out. Because for some reason the tokens are not showing up on the other one. So there's the 6 of you. So we're gonna start with we'll start at the bottom this time. Spike, what did you order from them?
I didn't actually order anything.
Okay, Kibo.
I forgot what I ordered. It's been a little while.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a while. What did I order?
I'd have to go back and look. So when we get to the city, I'll have you guys will be able to shop there in the city.
Yeah.
And we'll take care of that there. So we'll go back to the Mid-Islands picture. So for the third hour, I would like our next individual. That was Garrett Kibo. Roll a d20, please.
Before we move on from the merchants, can we
Yep.
get them? Can we ask them to send a message to the excavation site since they're going there anyway?
Oh,
To just be like, hey,
yay!
this
Yes.
is what we found. Because it does kind of solve the problem of whether or not we
Yeah.
should have gone there first.
Bingo. There we go. You sent a message to the excavation site. And that brings us up to hour 3, which I said is Kibo. Kibo, can you please roll a d20? You're coming into the foothills of the mountains right now. You can taste the starting to taste the salt in the air. About an hour left to get to the town. Again, nothing of note encountered along the way during that hour of travel, and that brings us up to Spike. Can you make the last roll for the last hour going into town? Awesome. So, journals, Middle Islands, Seaside Cape. As you follow the road that cuts in between the mountains towards Seaside Cape, the scent of salt hangs thick in the air as the cliffs of Seaside Cape come into view, jagged and defiant against the tide. You can hear the waves crashing far below, pounding on the dark stone in fury. You see the rising terraces of earth and time, weather-worn buildings leaning into each other. In the south, you see the dock bustling with activity. You see rust-stained nets, tired sailors, whispers of ships lost. There are 7 major districts of Seaside Cape. I will type those in there. I'll give you just a brief description. You've got the Drift Wharf docks. That's the main harbor where the fishing boats are. Goldstone Row, that's working class residential area. The Hollow Shore, it's the old quarter perched near the graveyard and sea caves. Glass Heights, it's the wealthiest area perched on a bluff. Mosscape Market, bustling central plaza where all things are bought and bartered. The Salt Spire Bastion, the military and watch district surrounding an ancient lighthouse. And Cradle Cliff, a quiet, out-of-the-way district where many orphans and widows from the Rising were housed, and it's now pretty much a run-down area. Where does the party desire to head as they get into Seaside Cape?
Well, I think the first thing is trying to locate where this old chapel could be. Maybe finding, talking around and trying to find where the oldest temple in the town could be.
Garrett will return to his father since he's on the older side, and if anybody knows anything, it's probably going to be him.
Okay. So Garrick, you do know that there is what is called the Emberlight Chapel in the Tideglass Heights. That is a temple to Arion. And in the Cradle Cliff, there's a place called the Moonwell, which is dedicated to Linara.
I know some places there's the Moonwell, and then there's the Everlight Chapel.
Well, considering that a lot of everything we found so far is in the name of Lunara, I think that might be the best place to start.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll head over to the Moonwell.
I think ironically one of the things that somebody was asking for was a feather token of a bird to send messages.
Yes.
The feather
Or at least it
token
might.
does work.
I remember it getting mentioned. I'm not sure if anybody wrote it down as something they requested.
Yeah, I do remember now that you guys were looking at spell components and stuff like that.
Yes.
And shift control V and the name.
Was it a doubling ring that you were looking for, Kiba?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Okay. So on your way to the Cradle Cliff, we'll go through the Moss Gate Market and get that shopping out of the way. So I will take us back to just the generic map, so it makes it easy for me to drag stuff out. If I can find my generic map again, because I did not. This temple. So we're going to go right click, toggle navigation, and activate. Okay, add one, and we're going to click submit equipment. So Kibo wanted the double.
The doubling ring, yes.
Um,
Because we had an extra.
okay.
We had an extra +1 potency rune that I was that nobody could use unless somebody can use it now. 'Cause I
So-
think everybody already has one that needs one.
Yeah, where is the potency rune?
So we found a mace that had a potency +1, and then I bought one so that I could have a +1 on each weapon. But if I buy the doubling ring, I no longer need it on my secondary weapon.
And later on, it's so that he doesn't
Yeah.
have to constant double purge
Yeah.
potency.
Yeah.
That's right.
I understand. I just saw we had an extra +1 potency, and I was like, where is that potency? Because I thought you
Oh,
meant
yeah.
like there was one
Well,
sitting at the stash or something.
Well, now we can put it in the stash.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I will do that.
That was just mild curiosity. I was like,
Um,
see one.
And it looks like there's some hand wraps in there that nobody took.
That was
They
yours.
were meant there for pops.
They're for pops. Okay. Oh, they're for Ural to put on pops.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah.
that pops can get that. So weapon potency +1. Did that show up in there?
I don't see it. I also think Pops doesn't need the hand wraps because
No.
Ural already has his on.
Does Ural already have them on?
Yeah, he's got a pair on, yeah.
Okay, then we don't need those.
On Ural sheet, not a pop sheet.
Pop sheet
It
won't
doesn't
need
go
them
up-
because it carries over from Ural.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because he's a summon, not a...
Yeah. Okay. Got that fixed. Yeah, fix this. Copy. Anything else that you guys want on your way to the cliffs?
If do we need the +1 potency rune for anyone?
Not really.
No.
I think everybody really has one because I have just enough gold. I think. if
So only need 15 gold from you if you give the potency rune back.
Yeah. Cause oh no, I don't think I'd be able to sell it to get a striking rune. I don't think I'd have just enough.
I thought we couldn't get striking.
Not yet.
Because it's level 4.
Not yet.
It's
Oh, yeah,
level
that's
4
right.
item. We can only buy one level above us.
Yes, level 3. Yes, you're right. All right, so yeah, that's all good.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have strong armed all of you
Oh,
guys and
yeah,
giving me that rune.
Yep,
That's exactly why I was asking for it, because slapping that on your glaive on your axe would be ridiculous right now.
Means
I mean,
wouldn't have to cast
we've
Runic
seen a
Weapon anymore.
glimpse. Yeah, we've seen a glimpse of him casting striking weapon on me.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, because if you get the striking rune first, the runic weapon can be cast on me, and it affects both my weapons because of the doubling ring, not just one.
Yep.
Okay, let me go here, Control A, Control V. You guys are heading to... Go back here.
Moonwell.
I would say, let me grab some poisons, but I don't think we fought a single human. I don't think we fought an enemy that can be poisoned yet.
No, yeah, it's all been skeletons and demons.
While we're here, and I probably shouldn't be the one doing this, but I'm going to ask anyway. Can I, like, since we're in the market, can we look for, like, rumors or anything about old holy sites in town? Just in case we're going to the wrong place?
I mean, I've lived here, so.
Oh yeah, I think Garrett has a lot of.
So Garrick knows the two main chapels in the town. Those are the first one is the one in the Emberlight Chapel in the Tide Glass Heights. That's in the rich area of town. And then the one he's taking you to right now is the Moonwell. For Lenara, so he knows those. Those I would think that somebody who would know something about an ancient religious site or something like that would probably be at those things. But you're free to ask in the market. So how are you going to go about asking for it? About it?
I just go start asking people around if they know of any like old churches. While everyone's shopping.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a diplomacy, or a society or diplomacy, one or the other.
Oh, I'm doing society if I get a choice.
Okay. Yeah, just go ahead and roll it from your thing. Bingo.
I have a +1 to diplomacy.
Yep.
Master of diplomacy, right?
Right. $25, I'll take it.
Yes, I would too.
Plus, they're shopping. I need something to do.
Yep. You're asking around. You're kind of, sticking your nose below other people's business because you're a little shorter than them, kind of listening in, asking little bits of for little bits of stuff. And you are able to find out a couple of things. I would like you to roll a d20 twice. So 2 separate d20s. And I will tell you what you get based off of those 2 rolls. So you rolled a 7 and a 15.
Yep.
Okay. For your number, I will tell you those 2 things. Here's my rumors. The first one that you hear is just getting general conversation about ancient temples in Seaside Cape area that aren't currently in use.
Yeah.
You talk to an old elf that was around during the time and says, yeah, all I remember is Pop's telling me that somebody carved a lie into the altar of some of the ancient ruins. And the other one that you hear is just in general about the ancient ruins is that that an angel still lives down there waiting for the faithful.
And did I find if this is the church we're going to, or if this is separate?
This is the you were asking specifically about the ancient ruins.
Yes.
Ancient church ruins. This is what people know.
Okay.
That's some of the stories that you have overheard. As far as locations, you hear conflicting rumors about the locations. The first one is the following. So the first one is Control C, Control V. It's hidden beneath the Tide Glass Heights. That's why the nobles refuse to dig shelters.
Okay.
And the second one that you hear is this. Yeah, there's that storm drain over there that's it's got stones older than the rest. Some say they're blessed. So those are the two things about location. Nobody knows specifically where it is because it's long buried.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'll go back to the group. Just like, hey guys, some people are saying there's some stones. There's a storm drain there that's potentially blessed. Or ruins are under the Tide Glass Heights.
Well done. Seems like we have quite a list to go on if this first location doesn't seem to be the right one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up Spike.
So as you guys leave the market district, heading to the Cradle Cliff, it's a quiet, out-of-the-way district. It's run down. You see, Garrick, you definitely know there's an orphanage here. You see some older folks hanging around on the streets. No real merchants or taverns or shops of the like. As you walk across past some buildings towards to where Garrick knows the Moonwell is, you hear some mother singing lullabies to her kids. Probably some infants trying to get some sleep right after their lunch. He takes you to an area that... Go ahead.
As we're walking past all this, just tightens the grip on, clenches his fist, just thinking about how what they're doing could bring this all to a terrible end before continuing on.
Get back to my notes.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting.
So, tucked in a quiet grove between crumbling coastal cliffs and old fisher shacks, the Moonwell rests in the heart of the Cradle Cliff District, place known for widows, orphans, and soft-voiced prayers. The Moonwell itself, it's not a mechanical well. It's basically a very large gazebo that surrounds a silver-lined pool of still water, set in pale stone. Those from the area know that at night it glows faintly, even when the moons are dark, and on full moons, liquid moonlight appears to ripple outward from its center. Soft white flowers, Luna Bloom, grow around its rim and nowhere else in the region. Basically, the Moonwell, the caretaker, is a pale-skinned elf with half silver white hair worn loose. She has mist-colored eyes that appear clouded, but she is not blind. Her voice is soft, poetic, and often laced with dreams, stars, and tides. She walks barefoot, her ankles marked with ritual ink, and she looks to you guys as you approach the large gazebo-shaped building that is the Moonwell, as she looks up from a table where it appears that she is brewing some tea.
Sorry for disturbing you. We are in search of something, I suppose. We figured.
Then may Lunara guide you. What can I assist you with?
We have found some information about the ruins of a chapel that apparently are in this area, and we were wondering perhaps if you knew of anything about it.
There are plenty of ruins in Seaside Cape. Some buried long ago, some, as she points around to the cliffside area, some more recent. Where are we? What are you? Which one are you looking for?
Did it give a name for the ruins, or was it just
Nope.
ruins?
It
Did
just
not
said
give
sigils-
names.
Sigils deep underground, Seaside Cape. So we're looking.
Something
poten-
ancient with sigils and possibly a seal.
Something deep under the city itself, catacombs or something that leads deeper.
I know not the specifics, but there are rumors that there are ancient ruins buried below the sea caves. And I forgot to click this for you. So that's her. There are rumors that there are ancient ruins below the sea caves, on the north side of town.
Thank you.
I've never been to them before. I'm here to assist the downtrodden in the region and provide the goddess's divine threads to the life here.
All right, well, thank you for that information. I suppose we can start our search there.
She looks at you, Kibo, as you guys looks like you're getting ready to depart. Ah, you carry the dark like a mirror. I wonder what it reflects.
Hearing that, he'll kind of turn back and just say, "What do you mean by that?"
I just see darkness and worry within you.
He'll kind of give a puzzled look, but just say, "Well, I think we all carry a bit of darkness within ourselves. It's what we choose to do that allows us to move forward from it." He'll kind of nod, and knowing the place around here, the flowers that bloom around the temple itself, are they something that's sacred to the temple, or is it something that, that people might be able to pluck one and keep with him?
Are you gonna ask her, or are you gonna just pluck?
I'll ask. I'll just say, I'll point towards one of the flowers and just kind of, "May I?"
Just picture Luna from Harry Potter, kind of in that dreamlike, serene state. She, trying to get. Okay, come on. Come on. Control F is not working for the flower name. So she says, I'm just, tilts her head at you. Oh, you, of course you can, but it might make the others jealous. That one's been humming all morning, you know. She's been waiting for the moonlight to find her, as she points to one of the flowers. She kind of leans over it, whispers something that you can't quite hear. All right, she says she'd like to see more of the world, just for a little while, but you'll have to sing to her when you travel, or she might wilt from loneliness. Oh, also, don't eat it. Your dream of oceans that never existed, and you'll wake up with salt in your lungs.
He was kind of looks a bit caught off guard. Well, I'll do what I can to help her see the world, and we'll very gently kind of pluck the flower and tuck it into the let's say like near the where the cowl meets the armor, and kind
Okay.
of just tucks it there.
Okay. Anything else for the sister? As you pluck the blossom and you put it there. Oh, by the way, her name is Seville.
Seville.
And I will put that name in chat for you because it's neat.
Seville the
Make a
flower.
note. Interesting.
Well, I think you captured Luna Lovegood very well.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay. So you've checked out the moon well. You do have the actual Church of Arion in Seaside Cape, the Emberlight Chapel.
We should go
That
check that
Garrick
first.
knows about.
I
Okay.
did say there was caves under
That's a possible lead, but
Cliffs.
perhaps the priest there will know more exactly, and rather than just speculation, perhaps.
I agree. And one of the things that Spike came back with is interesting to me. An angel still lives down there waiting for the faithful.
You could read my mind?
Yeah, you didn't, huh?
Oh, did Spike not relay that?
Nope. And
Okay.
also, you said
Never
you
mind.
came back with.
I specifically mentioned the Tide Glass Heights and the Storm Drain. I didn't mention the others.
Got it. Got it. Never mind that then.
Okay. I'm gonna take a couple seconds. I gotta figure out why my dogs are going crazy really quick.
Yeah,
no
no problem. Did the meta pigeon whisper in your ear?
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Are we going to the... GM stepped away. Are we going to the caves?
Oh,
No, we're going to the other religious place, the one of
or
Ardell. Yeah.
Up in Tide Glass Heights.
yeah.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yes.
what do you propose to buy?
It's the neighbor's little Jack Russell sitting-
Jack Russell.
sitting on the front porch as my dogs are looking out the window.
And they are claiming, how dare he?
Well, my larger shepherd would probably eat the Jack Russell for lunch. He was terrorized by little dogs when he was a puppy.
Mm.
And he just does not like little tiny dogs. So, but after he got used to it, would probably play with it quite well. So I'm back. As you guys depart the cliffside area and make your way through town towards the Tide Glass Heights, you see perched atop the western cliffs, like a crown of pale stone, the heights overlook all of Seaside Cape. The wind is crisp, the cobbles clean, and the salt air carries the faintest perfume of wealth and polished luxury. The district oozes money, old money, and perhaps older secrets. You see manor homes of white limestone with sea green tile roofs, stained glass windows catching the noon light in soft golds and ambers. Ancient symbols of the sun are etched into door frames, worn smooth by time and tradition. The guards in sun-etched livery, patrolling in twos, more for image than possible threat in this area. Polished lamps burn even at midday, not because they're needed, but because they're expected. And rising slightly above them all, half lit by sea spray and sky fire, stands the Emberlight Chapel, a monument to memory. It is carved directly into the cliffside. Its foundation's older than the district around it, older even than, some say, the rising itself. There's a great stained glass window above the entry depicting Arion in full radiance. His blade raged towards the darkening sky, but if you look closer behind the glass, there are shadows painted in the light, distant figures kneeling, burning, vanishing in divine brightness. As you enter, the scent of smoke, steel, and sacred oil lingers faintly. Golden braziers flicker along the walls, and a long nave bears no pews, only smooth stones etched with the names of the fallen. There's an altar scorched but unbroken, and above it hangs a single iron lantern, said to have burned continuously since the final day of the rising. And beneath it all, you can hear the soft clang of a hammer echoing from deep below, a sound that should not be there. And in front of you is... Where is... Did I made the token. Where is she? I'll just create another one for her really quick. You see a weathered dwarven priestess of Arion. She is wearing gold gold and platinum armor.
Rich.
And we're going to hit choose, and I'm going to click. Welcome all. Welcome to Arian's temple. Those of you that have any experience with fighting, you would recognize the marks that she bears are basically the symbology of a battle cleric.
Oh, it's nice to be welcomed. My name's Garrick. You're my companions, and we had some questions. We are in search of the ruins of a chapel, and one of the rumors we've heard around is that perhaps they are in these parts. And also, I figured if we're looking for a chapel, it would be best to ask those in that area of expertise.
He looks directly at you, Kibo. For the second time in probably a mere half hour, you've had something look at you, individuals look at you that are devout clerics to what we would call the gods of light. Are you here seeking redemption? Or perhaps a test of faith?
I wouldn't really call it that. Or is that she directing that at Kibo?
That's at Kibo. She's
Oh, never mind.
specifically looking at him.
Then Garrick will not answer, and we'll just look at Kibo.
Kiba will look forward with a little scrouch in his eyes and just say, I have no real faith to be tested, but more questions to things we've seen as of late. We are seeking this temple, as my compatriot here has said, and some more answers on some of the things that have been happening to us lately.
I sense a touch of darkness upon you. Are you okay?
Kiba will look kind of disturbed a little bit as it's really the third person to have pointed this out in his life, as he kind of just puts on a half-sought grin and just says, for now I am fine. I appreciate the concern, but there are more pressing matters to attend to.
She sits down. She picks up a cloth and starts polishing the warhammer that she is carrying. And in a low voice like thunder, you've been walking the fault lines, haven't you? Stirring up dust where old blood was buried for a reason. She pauses, stands up, and walks towards an old brazier at the heart of the chapel and places a hand on its edge. She goes to the far side. You see the flame reflecting in her eyes. Yes, it's real. There's a temple beneath this city, older than most know. Built in the first decades after the abyss touched our shores. Or perhaps before we admitted it had. It was sealed, collapsed, forgotten on purpose. Not by enemies, but by those sworn to the light. To my order. She turns, and then with a heavy voice, not angry, but heavy. I fought in the final days of the Rising. I bled to keep the barrier up, and I watched as Orion's fire mingled with the chains of Asmodeus to hold the veil together. The temple lies beneath Hollow Shore, beneath the graves that no one tends. The path down is shattered and treacherous. And if you do find the way, you won't like what the light reveals. She moves around from the brazier closer to you. But if you're truly seeking it, not for power, not for curiosity, but to hold the veil, then you'll need more than just courage. You'll need the truth. And the truth burns.
I do not fear burning.
And I don't like lies. I like to be in the clear of it.
Dragons don't burn.
I'll agree
Some
with...
do.
I'll agree,
But
I think.
we can all agree that most dragons will bite, will claw, will lie to get your riches, and
So-
their hoard secured.
Kibo, how do you respond to that with your asking of the question about the ruins beneath the city?
People will nod and say, the truth needs to be known, whether it burns or doesn't. And
Without it,
wearing-
will be. Oh, sorry.
and harboring those scars, we will do what we believe is right with the truth that we are shown.
Because without the truth, we cannot make the correct decisions. We will be wandering through mist of lies, deceptions, and wars. We need to know the deeper meaning of all of this if we want to secure our right to the existence, this land, to our souls.
As you speak, Bowed, she stares at your unflinching eyes. As you stop speaking, you guys can actually hear the crackling of the fire lightly in the braziers around you. After a long silence and a breath. Then perhaps not all the fire we lit back then has gone out. She stands and walks closer to you, her boots echoing on stone as she places one hand on her scorched pauldron. Bowed, hold to that hatred of lies. It'll cut cleaner than any... she points at you, Bowed. Hold to that hatred of lies. It'll cut cleaner than any sword when the veil starts to fray. Looking at you, Garrick. It's easy to say you don't fear burning, but the fire you walk into now, it doesn't just take flesh. It chars purpose until you forget why you lit the torch in the first place. Remember why you burn.
Remember the pain, the process, and everything.
And then turning towards you, Kibo, he nods. With maybe the faintest flicker of respect. And you, Moon-Touched, I'd wager. You already know the truth doesn't ask permission to hurt. It simply is. Scars aren't shameful. They're how we carry the light forward. She exhales. Seems to be that she's letting the weight of the past 2 centuries be released from her. I'll show you where the path begins. But once you're beneath the stone, it won't be my voice guiding you. He turns back to the altar, flame light glinting off the lanterns from above. If you find what we buried down there, bring back the truth. Not for me, but for the ones who never come back to tell it. And with that, we will end the session.
Ooh.
Oh. Did I just make a pact with the devil?
No, we made a pact
I-
with the cleric.